Hello, happy Sunday, everyone. Let me know if you are in my game screen. Okay, this sounds very loud to me. So yeah, let me know if you guys are hearing me okay. Hello, Nicholas. I don't know if you're still here, but hello, Nicholas. Hi, Corgi. Hi, Crass. Hi, Dominique. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. How's everyone feeling? I hope everyone is feeling good, doing good, being good. I feel like the game is really loud in my ears, so I am just going to lower it for myself because I feel like I am competing with the game music right now. Okay, sound is good. Thank you, Cross. I also want to add that my kids got sick. As a result, I got sick, so I may sound a bit congested. So, yeah, if I sound a little bit differently to you guys, that is why. Crest, not feeling very well today. Can be a little quiet in chat. Oh no, Crest. Now is it just kind of like fatigue and everything else that you have going on, or is it the weather changes? I know just this time of year is kind of rough on everyone. But no, be as quiet as you need to be. Just you even popping in to say hi means a lot. I will always say take care of you first. Everything else can wait. Hey Sherry, hey Jazz, happy Sunday. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in everyone. Um, I know over here for me, the my real life weather looks like the weather in my valley. Like I said, I am under the weather a little bit. Just my kiddos get sick, and when it comes to having sick kids as a parent, chances are you end up sick as well. I am still, recovering from my leg injury, so today may not be a very long stream, but to be honest, I was bored and playing DDV and talking to you guys while I play DDV is a bit restful for me. And so I'm going to be here for as long as my body allows me to be, just as a respite from being bedbound and sick. So, in the same way that you guys are a bit of a break from all of that for me, I hope that I can be that for you. And on that note, I also want to say thank you for an amazing stream week. Streaming the showcase with you guys, the ASMR stream. I did 3 streams this past week. Last Sunday, our regular decorating, the ASMR, and then the showcase. And you guys, especially um, the showcase one after my injury, you guys have truly been an amazing distraction, for lack of a better word. So thank you for just popping in, hanging out, saying hi, liking, and sharing. Um, Sherry, I hope thank you. I thankfully I'm fortunate. So one thing I started doing when because just the kind of the back to back, I've been kind of countering feeling down for myself with, well, what can I be grateful for in spite of? And so I have been leaning into that. So obviously being grateful for you guys. Thankfully, my husband's been able to take some time off to take care of me, to take care of the girls. Um, Thankfully, I have distractions like DDV, and my home is kind of set up to allow me to rest. So yeah, I'm hoping I will feel better soon. Just trying to keep my spirits up in the process. How is my leg doing? It hurts less than it did a couple of days ago, Cross. Thank you for asking. I'm not needing my pain meds as much. I was able to get a fairly early appointment with orthopedics, but they did warn me it was going to be a slow recovery, and I just need to learn to be patient with myself, which is not my default setting. So, but it is better, and that's a plus, right? It's not getting worse. So that is the status of my leg. Thank you so much for asking. So yeah, today we're gonna keep it cute. We're gonna keep it cozy. I'm gonna do my dailies. We're gonna go see Scrooge because this is actually my first time opening the game for the day. So we're gonna go see Scrooge. I do still have my wish command that we had set up for the showcase, but now that we know everything that's coming, it's a little bit different, so you guys can still use that, plus all of my other commands. I have a Scrooge command, and I did figure out why the percentages were a little wonky, so it should actually give me a number now, although my hopes are a little low for the duck. um, so yeah, we have all of our commands. Um, and I see you guys already having fun with them. So yay. Here you go, just in case you missed them. So yeah, we're gonna start off going to Scrooge. Actually, I'm lying. I need to empty my pockets because I was cleaning my eternity aisle yesterday. So I'm pretty sure my pockets are still full from that. And then we're gonna go see the duck. We're gonna do our dailies. We're gonna do some decorating slash organizing. We'll figure that out together. And yeah, hopefully we can just have a cozy time. I'm looking at rain both outside my window and on my computer screen. um, so I'm gonna take advantage. I have my London fog, I have my water. We're gonna keep it cozy. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are, using the commands. I had a lot of fun setting them up, checking your sugar balances. Actually, let's see, although I feel like the answer is always crust, but let's see who is leading the pack with sugar. I'm still getting used to, even though my new storage is a lot more efficient than it was before, I'm still getting used to where everything is because so much of my previous storage had become muscle memory. So even though it wasn't great, it's kind of like what my feet slash fingers had gotten accustomed to doing, if that makes sense. Yeah, why is this not? There we go. Plastic scraps. So I actually spent the day yesterday, as I said, just cleaning my eternity aisle because that is, since I'm done with my valley more or less, and I'll show you what's left to be done in my valley. I'm going to finally tackle actually decorating my entire eternity aisle. That is going to be my next big endeavor. And I figured at least getting in the habit of cleaning it is a great place to start. Why did I come here? I don't have any fish on me. I'm just gonna blame it on being sick. Let's see. Yeah, so the wishes are just some of what we know is coming, some of what we're excited about. Yes, I love a London fog corgi, and I like to jazz it up a little bit. So I line my cup with honey first, and I also make it with lavender. So it's a lavender London fog, if you will. And so today I couldn't make it. I can't get to my kitchen. So I texted my husband all the steps, and he did a 10 out of 10 job. No notes. So it has been perfect with some ginger snap cookies. Hey, hippie. When did you? Okay, you just got here. It's like, when did you sneak in like this? Hello, hippie. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, it's not showing the ledger. Oh, wait, no. I did the wrong command. I actually turned off ledger. But yes, Crest is sneaking like that. And if you guys don't know what I mean, so points are not something that's native to YouTube. It's definitely something that's more common on Twitch, and in all the spaces, streamer spaces where I see Crest, she almost always has like more than everyone else. No one knows how. No one knows how it happens, and yet somehow Crest is always leading the pack. So let's see who is leading the pack here with our lords, ladies, and gems, and it is Crest. She has more than me. Now, to be fair, I, in testing a lot of my commands, I spend my commands, to be fair. And in case you're wondering, who is Queen Charlotte. That is my daughter. So I don't count her and I. But yeah, somehow Cress is leading the pack. And then we have Sherry with 450 sugar cubes, New with 435, Stream Elements coming in hot at 425, Topher at 410, Tiger Lily 405, Brandy 405, Flower Loki at 400. I'm surprised. Actually, I was gonna say I'm surprised I don't see Jabs. Oh, this chest is full. Are they both full? Oh, okay. However, Jaff also spends her sugar cube balances. Yep, I see you checking. So yeah, there are different ways you can spend them. If you use the exchange command, which I know someone did earlier, there are different like little small ways you could spend them. You know, if you're the first one in stream, after the stream is actually kicked off, Stream Elements actually has, not Stream Elements, Stream Labs has to actually be awake. You can use 5 of them just to be first, 10 to be not last. So Bell, that's the one I do, which is why, you know, every time I stream I use those 10. So there are a few that you can use your points on. And then there are a few larger ones, although I am working on tweaking those. But yeah, there are different ways to spend them. And then obviously I have a ton of free commands. Okay, let's go drop off my seeds. I have a ton of free commands as well that you guys can use. So yeah, I was like, how is Jafs not first? I think if Jafs didn't spend a lot, yeah, you spend a lot. If you didn't spend them, you would actually be first. I mean, just today you spent 100 on wisdom. And actually the wisdom one is one that I want to add a sound effect to. I have it loaded in. I just need to get all the things to communicate to one another. We're gonna go drop off my seeds. Uh, yeah, no, she would Josh would definitely have more than you, Cress, if she wasn't spending them. So, while you keep hoarding yours, you will remain at the top of the pack. Let's see. I don't know what half of these are, so we're just gonna go to, this is not the most efficient way to do this, um, but I don't feel like remembering the order of the alphabet right now to know where any of these are supposed to go. I know, let's see, okay, actually, no, let's do this. League, I know that's on the other side. I know that's, okay. Okay, League might be the only one actually over here. Now that I've actually taken a look at it, yeah. We can actually save ourselves the trouble of running around to every single chest. We will be a little bit efficient. Why are these not smart transferring? Am I the only one that sometimes my smart transfer doesn't transfer? Oh, there we go. So it's a little delay. Alright, and then I know my grains. Oh, the rain is stopping. So something I have thought about doing is the second highest yielding produce, oops, excuse me, in the game is, not right to be here, is pineapple after pumpkins. And just for funsies, I have thought about making a pineapple island just because I think it would be really pretty. Not that it'll make me more money, but I just think this will be really pretty, like a whole island of pineapples. Let me know what you guys think about that. Literally just for funsies. And it is the second yielding, the second highest yielding. And yes, hippie, I can give you a bird's eye view. I do have a video planned, but you guys, since you're here on stream, you can, so the breakdown is this entire upper area all the way across is vegetables in alphabetical order, with the exception of these 3. So these are chia and black pepper. They're the only two non-fruit, non-vegetable, non-grain that we have in the game at the moment, and then the eggs. I thought there was another item that I thought we grew, and so that I can't remember what it was, what it is now. But at the time, doing the alphabetical order, I was like, oh, that's gonna go here, and then I realized we don't grow it. We buy it. It's from Storybook Vale. I just can't remember what it is off the top of my head. And so that's actually how my well ended up here. Had I realized that, then I would have actually intentionally put my well here and then started everything here. So yeah, these are my vegetables. And then these are all my fruits and grains. So fruits are actually running down the sides. It's just because it worked out that that's the number I needed. And then all the grains are running down the middle. Um, Initially, I was going to leave this quadrant for the DLC, but then I decided to decorate this quadrant, and so that's when I went with that order. So yes, depending on what we get in the new DLC, I will probably end up harvesting all of this up, and if I need to kind of replot or whatever, I'm fine with doing that. I will actually take advantage of having to harvest all of these to level up the new characters we get. So yeah, that is the farm island. Hey Steve, how are you? Happy Sunday. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for hanging out today. Um, I managed to save enough of your stream for my sound. Yay! Can I probably no, I get that's the bird's eye view. Yeah, let me know if this is what you wanted to see, hippie, or is there anything else that you want me to see. Enjoy your nap, Crest. Enjoy your lurk. Always, like I said, rest will be a priority. Everything else doesn't matter. So enjoy your nap. We will never have enough doors. Yes, I have burnt through my points in Topher streams, but it's okay. Points well spent. Rebecca, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the parlor. We are happy to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so yep, that's the farm. And I just store the seeds. So I took the seeds out of my storage house and decided to just put them all out here because it makes no sense for me to have them in my house, come and grow them here. So whenever I get them from cleaning up night thorns, etc., I just kind of drop them off here. I was actually going to put them in the house. And I do have some in the house, but they're really just for show. You guys are getting a little sneak peek. My little farmer's market, but I have a seed room. I'm gonna close your eyes, close your eyes. I'll let you guys see the seed room. I was initially just gonna store them all in here, but I decided to just make these for show. I'm curious about your layout until I get Al's Toy Barn. Yeah, I know a lot of people love using Al's Toy Barn for that. I probably won't get Al's Toy Barn. I don't have it. I don't want it. Because it would really just be for these purposes. I ended up really loving having the pixie mill here. I will kind of back up so you guys can see how that looks. I really ended up loving having it here, and then I also put what I call the Hobbit house here. It just kind of feels like the type of house that the groundskeeper, so to speak, would live in. So this kind of really works for me. Like I said, I'll probably have to harvest everything up. Once we know for sure like how many vegetables and other produce we're getting. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Yes, Josh, I know it is late for you. When I was having breakfast, you were having dinner, so I can only imagine how late it is for you now. Yeah, oh, and in case you're wondering, hippie, my plots are 6x6-ish. Basically, I made them with the Ancient Gardener. Yeah, 6x6. I put an Ancient Gardener in each corner, made them, and then once I removed the Ancient Gardener, I filled in that last hole because I don't plan on needing to put the Ancient Gardeners back on them in the same way that I would for my Pumpkin Island. So yeah, they're all 6x6. That video, I'm hoping to have it out in the next couple of weeks, kind of like how I did my farm island, a tour of my farm island, but you guys get to see it first. All right, let us do our dailies. If someone would like to, or anyone, everyone, whoever, to use the Scrooge command to see what are the odds I get anything good in Scrooge. Like I said, I think my odds are super low just because I think I have everything that's new. I did finally get the new dining table. Um, However, there might be things that I actually don't know about. I haven't checked the wiki in a couple of weeks. So let's see. The last new thing I got was that blue dining table. As far as I know, it's the last new thing I needed. I'm also rocking the, oh, and floating, the latest in DDB attire. Did you guys all get your Twitch drops from the showcase? Did everyone get their, it's a hat, 61% chance Scrooge shop has something worth your coin today. We are ambitious. We are ambitious. But Corgi, I received that. You guys did it at the same time. All right, let's actually, before I leave, let me go get my flowers from the greenhouse. And then we will make our way to all the other stalls. So like I said, I'm pretty sure I have everything that is new. However, I don't know if the wiki fence, I was reading Corgi's message and thinking at the same time. I don't know if the wiki was fully up to date the last time I saw it. And yes, I did get the fence, Corgi, after a consecutive 3 hours. No, actually, it wasn't the 3 hour one. The 3 hours of resets left me with disappointment. Now that I remember, I ended up getting one of those squiggly uh, vine stone things after the 3 hours. But after a lot of resets, I should say, okay, we can go. Let's do the bind. I did end up getting the fence, so I have everything from Storybook Vale. I can actually show you guys everything that came from Storybook Vale. I started that video by request, but I can show you guys everything that's from there in case you're not sure if you're missing anything. But I have everything from Storybook Vale, including the fence. For me, the T-beam was the most elusive item, if you can believe it or not, to the point where I was like, does this really exist? Take all the notes, Hippie. Take all the notes. We just got the stone fence post today, so it's missing the middle piece. So it's funny, when I did get the post and then I was doing resets nonstop to get the fence, the post showed up in every single reset. Something's supposed to be here? No. And I was like, well, I have the post. You know I have the post. Why are you showing me the post? It felt like such a tease. Yeah, nothing new in here. However, it was interesting to me that the post did keep repeating. However, I've gotten the fence and I've never seen it again. Like the fence hasn't repeated, even though a bunch of the other new items did repeat. And I just thought that was very, very interesting. Like even the T-beam, I was trying to get that. I kept seeing all the other beams that I already had, yet the T-beam, when I finally got it, I've never seen it again since. Yeah, I was never a big reset person, Corgi. But I felt like at this rate, especially if each reset, do I have, okay, I have room to go see Moana. I felt like if every reset is supposed to represent one in-game day, and doing even just 3 of them a day, like that means 2 3 months would go by without ever getting these items, and I just didn't like those odds. I have things to decorate, I have things to do, so I took my chances with resets. Thankfully they're relatively easy to do on the Mac. Okay, we can get a few more resources before needing to empty my pockets. Oh, Kristoff doesn't have marble today. I mostly come here for the marble. However, I do think I can use some of these. And you can never have too much ironing God. Actually, I think I do have too much ironing God at this point. Now that I really think about it. Alright, let's get these. Alright, I'll empty my pockets and then we will go to eternity pile and take care of all of that. You got all your drops, Jeffs. Nice. Yeah, I got all the drops. The only thing that you don't see that it was also a drop is the fourth item. So it was the hat. Let's just go overboard just so you can kind of. It was the hat, the jacket, and the sneakers. And the fourth item was a gaming chair. This number here. So those are the 4 drops items. Now you may be thinking, well, I don't care about these items. But to me, it definitely helps in, increasing my collection completion percentage. So that kind of matters to me. But also, they're free. I watched Console Kato to get my drops. She is a creator I would have been watching anyway. I watch her here on YouTube, so I just had her on mute on Twitch to get the drops. So it literally cost me nothing. So yeah, if you guys just want a free jacket, a hat, sneakers, and a chair, just do that. It's gonna cost you nothing, but I guess a little bit of time. And hardly, because you can keep it running in the background. You just have to watch for an hour. So yeah, hopefully everyone can get their free things. Today is the last day. You're missing the L beam. I think that's what it's called. So there are 3 beams. I'll show you. Oh, was I in the right chest? I was not. There we go. I will show you hippie because there is a beam, I beam, T beam, and then the rafter. So corgi, the same thing happened to me. I did it on the first day and I claimed everything in Twitch. And I've seen other people say this. I had to unlink my DDV and Twitch account and then relink them. And then they immediately came to my inbox. I don't know what that was about. Maybe I had linked them too early. But yeah, that worked for me and I've seen other people say that in other stream chats. All right, so these are the beams, hippie. So this is the T-beam. This is the one that had me fighting for my life. So it's essentially the one that looks like a Y, if you will, but it's actually a T-beam. The angled parts are decorative, if you will. And then you have the I-beam, which is the one that runs straight up and down, and then regular beam, which is what I think you were referring to when you said L-beam, because it does look like an L. It's basically one half of the T-beam. And then the rafter is the 4th one. I know this is not the, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. So yeah, we have, oh, excuse me, the rafter, beam, I-beam, T-beam. So you need this one. Yeah, this one kept showing up. I wish we could visit one another's DLC shops because I see these 2 at least once a week, I want to say, in my shop. And Rafter, I wish it was something as long as both players had the DLC that we could visit each other's scrooges and each other's islands. But here we are. While we're here, this is everything kind of cottage quarry from Storybook Vale, in case you're like, am I missing anything? Am I not missing anything? And like I said, I have a whole video. I just need to finish editing. But it's the bed, the rug, the wallpaper. These are the 3 pieces of the table. The matching bench, throne, chair. We have this chest that's 3 sizes. And I really wish, in the same way that our colored chests look different from small, medium to large, the small is kind of solid, the medium has the silver accents, and the large has the gold accents. I really wish this one had 3 different looks for the small, medium, and large. This feels like a waste of a design, but it's fine. We have the 6 paintings. We have Aurora Shield. I think it's called Aurora Shield. We have the magical spindle. This is Quest, by the way, not Scrooge, but I put it in here. Some of this is friendship, some of this is Quest. The stove, but most of this is Scrooge. The window, the downstairs, the upstairs. I love that this update came with 3 door skins. I think that's amazing. The banners, yep, the outfits, which these two get me really angry, so I don't want to talk about them. Storage, these are both small storage. And then this door. You have the I, the T, and the rafter. Okay, and it's over. The T, I didn't even think it really existed. And then these are all the stone items. So these 2 stone windows, and then the outdoor stuff is obviously outdoor. The 4 statues that we get, the magical, elusive fence, and then it's a coordinating post. I love these pieces. However, I don't think I will use them as much as I would like to because they are individual pieces and not fencing, and therefore will count towards my item count. The weapons rack, this kind of light post thing, although it's not a light, I think, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but it's pretty. We have this from Request, Aurora's Cradle, the stone vine. If you guys hear kind of wailing in the background, that's my littlest one fighting her nap, by the way, with her dad. The bed and stone, the sconce, fireplace. I'm going to put you guys on a quick be right back. Back for the moment, back in a way. Right now, just my hands aren't available as I kind of just soothe the little one. Sometimes the kiddos just want mom. Sometimes they want dad. She goes back and forth. So we will just kind of chat. Let me see what I missed. I was kind of just doing some of the free commands that you guys could play with so you guys could see. So we have T, we have chore, we have vibe check. Hippie said you can use the stone fest as a bridge, like the ones you, yes. And I think that's the way I'm going to end up using them. I think I'm going to, even though the marble grind is a lot to get the actual marble. I think I'd rather do that for when I need full marble fencing. I'll use that fencing that we got from Storybook Vale, the one that doesn't count towards my item count, and use this one for smaller barriers or bridges. I actually saw a really great combination that Topher's Tavern did. The fence looks really nice next to the archway that we get from Lumiere. The one that looks like, well, the one that not looks like, the one that that is the baby. The one that is part of Tiana's gazebo. It looks really nice next to that as well. And so I think that's how I'm going to use it in more small design scapes as opposed to using it as full on fencing like I would with some of the other ones. So I agree. All right, let's see. What else did I miss? The music is putting you to sleep, Jab. I mean, yeah. I could totally see that, and that's why I was like, you know what? Let me at least. I can't, do my game at the moment, but I can at least talk, before we all end up in a nap time stream. You're also missing the downstairs door, hippie. Yeah, I think the downstairs is the one we get from Scrooge. Upstairs is what we get from Aurora's friendship line. Yeah, the little cooing. It's my littlest one. You're not so is that why it wasn't working, Corgi? Why you weren't getting your Twitch drops? Now I will say because you already claimed them on Twitch, once you actually link them, if that's what you're talking about, they weren't linked, you should still be able to get them in your mailbox. Or are you saying you weren't signed into your cloud save on your game in general? Because do that immediately, just to make sure you sync it as quickly as possible. I know cloud save can be a bit of a trying mechanism in the game. However, I go out of my way to make sure my local and my cloud save are synced at all times. I don't rely on one any more than the other. I need them to both be on the same page at all times. So hopefully you get that. And it's not like an issue. It's just like, oh, I just need to sign in. I'm so tired of waiting for Stranger Things season 5. So, hippie, I have never watched Stranger Things. So, yeah. However, I can relate to the weight of a show that you are really, really enjoying. And I think this is going to be their last season. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so you really, really enjoy it. You know it's ending, and then it takes forever for you to get the next season. That I can relate to. No, I have not watched it. Actually, speaking of things I haven't watched, before we continue the Stranger Things update, Steve, are you still here? I did watch Hocus Pocus. I didn't dislike it. It was cute for what it was. I think just I missed the boat on when it would have felt more iconic or entertaining for me. Um, it was cute for what it was. So I did watch Hocus Pocus. I started Hocus Pocus 2. I didn't finish that. Maybe I will. The baby muted me, so hopefully you guys didn't miss too much. Oh, that's why she muted me. We'll be right back. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, just doing a quick handoff of the baby who wanted to make herself. Um, Hi, Lean. I saw when you snuck in here. Hi, Lean. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I was just disappointing Hippie with the news that I had never seen Stranger Things, but we will get right back to that. So I, like I said, I watched Hocus Pocus. I didn't watch Hocus Pocus 2. I think I missed the watching period for me really kind of appreciating it, like the way people watched it from way back when appreciate it. But I did like the story. I did like the premise. I will give it that. As for Stranger Things, I have no problem with Stranger Things. I've just never watched it, and that's typically the case. I love Millie Bobby Brown. I love her as Enola Holmes. So I know that much. And since I know the show is ending, I think actually my husband watches Stranger Things and he enjoys it. Since I know the show is ending, let me actually get back to my game screen. Because I know it's ending, I'll probably just watch the whole, like, binge all 5 seasons once this one's out, and I can kind of do it that way. Lean, I am doing well. I'm a little bit congested, a little bit of a cold, but otherwise doing well. Leg is recovering well. And I figured, why not stream? Hang out with you guys for a little bit this Sunday. How are you? I'm gonna have a baby around again in about 5 months. Not my good, just that is good information to know. Oh, your daughter's having a boy. Congratulations. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, are you excited? It's kind of like a mixed bag, right? I'm sure excited, but also like, oh, there's gonna be a baby around. Huh, I guess I gotta baby proof some stuff too. you know? But congratulations. Cheers in the chat for Hippie. Very, very happy for you and your daughter and just the growing of your family. Very, very happy. All right. Yeah, these are the stone items. That's why I was in this room. I was like, what are we doing in here? So yeah, hopefully everyone gets all their storybook veil things sooner rather than later. All right, while we're in here, let's just empty my pockets, and then we can go to eternity aisle and do that. So we have some fish to get rid of. This is the fish room that we started on Sunday, last Sunday, guys. Um, really like how this came out. And I have been using it. See, this is even, my triage is even empty. I've actually been doing a very good job at, my fish room was probably the one that would always go the most neglected. I'm very excited but too young to be a grandma. She's also 19. Listen, first of all, you're a grandma. If if you want to claim it that way. But I think, there are, can't speak for everyone's lifestyle, but there can be pros and cons. I think it is a balance. But I'm glad that she has you to be there with her, for her, through this. I think you're gonna be an awesome grandma from what little I can gauge about you through the chat. So, and my god sister had her daughter at 19, and her daughter is now one of the most amazing young women I've ever met in my life. She's just so phenomenally smart and talented and charismatic. So listen, it's all good. Enjoy it. And my grandmother, my godmother, her grandmother, is now like, great, now there are really no more babies in my house. Yeah, so Jeff's had your first at 19. Yeah, I think, as with anything, my first, I was relatively young. Meanwhile, the baby you just heard, they consider a geriatric pregnancy. So I can make a case for both. So, but I do understand the feeling of like, wait, I'm someone's grandma? I still get shocked that I'm someone's mom. So I get it. I get it. Lean, what are you working on today? Are you also playing some DDV alongside us? How is your cozy Sunday going? Let's see, can I dump all, can these all fit in here? maybe, possibly, probably not. So I'm gonna have to empty my pockets of flowers at some point. Gotcha. Well, in the meantime, we will leave that for end of stream. Max, don't yell at me. And then let's just drop off these gems. Yeah, big congrats. Big congrats all around. Alright, we are gonna go to Eternity Isle. So for today, like I said, it might be short one because I'm a little congested too. I don't know when my foot will start hurting again. Hold on, okay. And three, I don't know how long the baby will go before deciding she wants me again. But I do want to at least, where am I going? The plains. I do want to at least get some decorating slash organizing done. Now, I did a poll earlier in the week on the community post asking what we should target next. And the overwhelming majority said ingredients. However, I was bedbound all week. And so I ended up doing all of my ingredient storage in my boredom. Could I have done literally anything else in the game? Yes. My brain did not allow me to do so. So that is actually done. So we do have two storage rooms. Nothing in here I really need. Except some pebbles. I will get this. I will get this. We're gonna go see Al, see if he has any spinel today. So storage wise, great. Now I have copper in my pockets. Storage wise, I just have my gems and time bending left. That's really kind of like pressing in terms of a resource that is disorganized. Um, those are the two remaining storage rooms that we can work on. We can also work on something that is not storage. I have some interiors that I need to finish around the valley for my valley to be at 100% completion. We are going to go. I need to cough, excuse me. Okay. Oh, tickling my throat. So yeah, those are the things that we can work on. Oh, one moment. Okay, that tickle in my throat turned into a full-blown cough. And so I was like, let me just take care of that. Oh, got myself some water. All right, we should be all good now. I came in here. No, no, it just looks almost identical to my storybook veil Scrooge. So yeah, that 61% was it's optimistic, but yeah, no. But I figured Scrooge wouldn't have anything for me just because I think at the moment I do have all the new items. All right, you're doing a bit of Sunday resetting, so it's vacuuming. No, no worries, Lean. I get it. Sundays are the perfect day for resetting IRL, your home, whether it's cleaning, laundry, just getting kind of, excuse me, situated for the week. We are going to, so first, let me show you guys the ingredients that we were supposed to work on today. Yes, I wish we could move our stalls, even if not goofy. At least the rest of them, the same way we have the option to move them across DLCs, I do wish they could go on islands. Um, I mean, I guess I understand why they can't now that they can go across DLCs. They're coded to give you materials from a specific biome, but I feel like if I put it on, for an example, an Eternity Isle Island, then keep giving me Eternity Isle resources. If I put it on a Valley Island, keep giving me Valley resources. If we eventually get Storybook Vale Islands and so on and so forth, I'm just guessing it's something with coding and they feel like it's not worth the effort, but it would be amazing. Good night, Jeffs. Yes, I know it is nighttime for you. Get some rest. Um, and I will see you the next time I am on stream. All right, this is, oh my gracious. So this is what we were going to work on today. So this was already done, to be fair. So this room is kind of the main hub of the pantry, and I'll show you guys the map in case you've never seen it. So this is kind of just where I drop off anything that I'm not ready to sort yet. It's also where all my berry salads live. And this is just about aesthetics. So I kind of know what floor I'm on, if you will. So we have our fruits and veggies here. And I did this in color order. Vegetables down the right, fruit down the left. Not all of them are visible. And there are some items where I kind of did them just based on the way my brain identifies them. So at first, corn, for example, is considered a grain. That is what it is considered in the game. So that is also where I placed it on my farm. However, my brain in here, this is where I want to find corn. So I ended up bringing it in here, for example. I don't have onions in here because my brain thinks it's onions. Like if I'm gonna go look for it, I'm gonna look for my herbs and my spices, not in here. And then back here is where I put all the ones that are presented in bowls. So it's the almonds, dates, what is this, beans, and lentils. That's what's back here. So this is the fruit and veggie storage. Excuse me. And then we're going to go across the hall. So across the hall is my herbs, spices, grains. This room, I'm probably going to tweak, and sweets. I'm probably going to tweak it a little bit more, especially depending on what we get in the DLC. However, essentially herbs and spices are coming down here. They're not in color order, they're in alphabetical order. And then once you get here, it's kind of the teas that we get from Mulan as well as the Eternity Isle. And then here is the grains and then the sweets. I have lots more room down here. We'll see how I need to zhuzh things up depending on what comes in the DLC. And then, who wants to do my dream snap? Not I, said the cat. So I do low bar, minimal effort when it comes to dream snaps. I find a bill that is close as possible, excuse me, to the theme, and that is where I take my picture. I might do a tweak here or there. I just don't have the bandwidth to do dream snap builds, and that actually is because, so I never used to really do dream snaps. I want to say I went 6 months playing the game, never doing a dream snap because I didn't even know what they were. Earlier this year, I realized what they were in terms of a way to get moonstones, and I would do them on and off again. Lastly, we have I didn't mean to leave, essentially my freezer locker. So this is like the stuff that we can buy from Remy and Tiana, the dairy, and I don't tend to keep a lot of these, so the small storage of the fridges worked perfectly, and they are simply in alphabetical order all the way up to the slush ice, and then the two ones in the bag, the coffee and the peanuts. The coffee made more sense for me in here. I kind of just thought about it in the same way that I think about these other items. So yeah, we finished our ingredient storage. And so dream snaps. There was a theme that had to do with backpacks. I think it was around the time we had to do it. I'll let you show you guys that room. We had the Firefly Lounge, whatever they're called, collab. I think that's this floor. And I took the picture in this room. I want to say the following week or around that, or it might have been the other way around, was an Encanto theme. I had an Encanto bill and I completely forgot to do it. And then I got the results back for this one. It was my first time ever getting 4K. However, before I saw my results, I was beating myself up for not doing the Encanto Dream Snap and realizing I had this build here. This is my bag room that got me 4K. My first ever 4K was kind of like a switch that went off for me. Like, I don't have to kill myself. Something is better than nothing, and sometimes I might surprise myself. I will work with what I have. So I always keep this room as a reminder because I did used to, when I would do them, build some rooms from scratch, and then I would forget or whatever, and then I'd feel bad for missing one. But after this first 4K, I was like, it's not that serious. Do I occasionally still get 600 and 900? Yeah. But I mostly average between 15 and 2,500 and the occasional 4K by recycling my bills. And I'm good with that. So yeah, not I, hippie. You always get 600. Well, 600 is still better than zero. Yay, Corey, you got them. So the relinking helped and you had to sign back into your cloud. And all of that worked out. I'm very, very happy for you. But yeah, 600 is still better than nothing, hippie. I'll show you, for example, let me get out what I did for this week. I didn't buy the tent. I don't dislike the tent, but if I'm only gonna buy it right now, just for the purposes of a dream snap, that doesn't feel like a good use of my moonstones. And when you think about it, let's say you always get 600. And I will say this before I say that, like I said, I use whatever space I already have existing because there's usually something that's close enough to the theme that will get me the tags. If I'm missing tags, I adjust here or there to get to the qualifying number and I take my picture and then it's not up to me. I leave it in the hands of the algorithm and the voters. I know I've done my best to at the very least get 300. So here's where I did mine. Again, I do not have the tent. The theme is fortune teller. And so I came back here because I already had this gazebo. Okay, this was not here before. Okay, there we go. I added the orb. I added the candles. I added that memory frame. And I will show you guys my dream snap. Now, people may see it and not think it is like, what is the exact title? It is Carnival Fright. However, I really looked at this as a nod of approval, especially since like I don't have Madame Leota, um, and things used here in two of these. Um, I found that there were other ways to depict this because none of these use the tent, by the way. Just saying. So now, most voters may see this and go, I don't get it. But I don't care. I did the best that I could manage for the bandwidth that I have. You know, she's looking into and I might tweak it some more. She's looking into the little orb. This is the fortune that she sees. It's the best that I could manage with the time and energy that I have on my hands. Like I said, I might go in later and decide to maybe play with the lighting or the angles. But guess what? It ticked off a an impressive amount of tags. So Hippie, all you can do is your best. That is all you can give. All right, so now that we're here, we can do my gem storage, and I think that might be what I do just because that'll be the fastest thing to do. The next big build I want to work on is going to take a lot more time. Oh, I shouldn't have come here first. However, if we don't do storage, we're gonna go to the Glade of Trust. These are the only buildings I have where the interiors are not done in my valley. We can do one of those. Oh, I'm being rated. I am being rated. Is it by Jam? By Keto? By both? I think it's by both. Oh my gosh. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Weasley confirmed. Dreams and Keto Ray. Hey, Weasley. Hey, Zara. I don't think I've ever said your name out loud. And if I have, I don't remember. If it's, let me know if it's Zara or Zara. Short A or long A. Chill. Welcome in. Carolyn. Deb. Jam. How was stream? I saw you and Keto doing your witchy builds, but I was also stream hopping and then came here. Coco, hello. How are you? Coco, aren't you modding for Opal right now? 30 days until I'm assuming you meant Wishblossom. And they still haven't heard. Oh my God. And they had been doing really good with getting back to people. Be a thorn in their side. The second one, like, you know what? Charge it to my head, not to my heart. I already forgot what the second one was that I said. I think that's the second one I said was Zara. Please correct, like the store. Um, Uni, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Keto. Welcome to the parlor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are my okay, you're stream jumping. I get it. I get it. Hello, Bardo. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you guys for spending the rest of your cozy Sunday with me. We were just trying to figure out if I am going to do my last bit of storage room or decorate one of my 3 remaining empty buildings in the valley. So my wilted cottage, the enchanted cottage, and the Victorian manor, they are the last 3 buildings in I'm lying. There's a fourth one. There's a fourth one. I forgot all about it. It is the Heart Palace in my Forgotten Lands. Why was that message deleted? My Streamlabs is really, really aggressive. So, and I missed why it potentially deleted them. So sorry. I'm sure whatever it was not actually offensive to me. But my Streamlabs is very aggressive. Exactly like the store. Thank you. And hi. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the parlor. Well, that's my new favorite word now. Wave of I love that combo. I love that combo. No need to apologize. Raid and run. You were streaming for a while because I caught part of your stream with Mr. Left Shark. I caught part of your stream for keto. You need to stretch, hydrate, go hug the cats, spend time with the family. Thank you for bringing your community over, and even just popping in to say hi. Go do what you need to do. This will never be more important to that. So go do what you need to do. If you guys are not familiar with Dreams with Jam, and with Keto, well, let me get you familiar. First of all, if you like hanging out with me, you're most likely gonna like hanging out with both of them. So Dreams with Jam, she is a DDV creator, obviously, but also plays other games like Hogwarts Legacy. She does a retro night of gaming with the family. Her husband does a history podcast, but he occasionally comes in on her streams as well. And it is just a very warm and cozy. If I had to describe hanging out with Dreams with Jam, it's like having family night, like family streaming night. Just very chill, very cozy, lots of random laughs. keto. Well, less family friendly, but just as cozy in, in its own way. She is a ball of energy, um, big excitement. She plays Stardew Valley as well as DDV. She also is one of those people who plays with the ones and the zeros. So if you are also into leak videos, prediction videos, she really gets in there with the theories. So if you are into more of that, especially as it relates to DDV, you're gonna have a ball of laughs over there. So yes, go check them both out. I think their links both populated when they came in. Okay, Dreams did. I will get Ketos up there momentarily. But yes, go check them both out. It is a good time hanging out with both of them. Like I said, if you like hanging out with me, you'll like hanging out with them. No need to apologize if you need to rate and run keto. Same, enjoy the day off. Go cuddle up with baby keto, with Mr. Keto. Do what you need to do. Same, Weasley. Go eat. Food is important. Thank you always just for even being here, stopping by the parlor to say hi. No need to apologize when it comes to taking care of yourself. So do what you need to do. I'll be here, or maybe not, but I will be here. And again, thank you for trusting me with your communities. So, yeah, I think we're going to do a quick poll. And if you're new here, I often have to go to this screen so that I can get my cursor back anytime I need to do anything with my cursor. So I can't do it for whatever reason while I'm in my main um what is that called, my game screen, like while my avatar is on the screen. So that is why I tend to go here just to get my cursor to populate. So today we can either, and I think this one will be pretty quick. Gem storage might be something we'll be able to finish right on stream because I don't really need to sort my gems. Or start interior build. So I will throw up the poll for about 5 minutes and I will let you guys decide what we work on. I do have themes in mind for all of these cottages. So it's one of these three if we're going to do an interior build. One of those two cottages, this manor, or this castle in my Forgotten Lands. And in case you missed it, the tour of my Forgotten Lands actually went live this morning. It was part 8 of my Valley tour series, sharing all 8 biomes of my valley. So they're all individual videos that you can go check out in this playlist. Parts 9 and 10, it's a 10-part series. Parts 9 and 10 are going to be all the interiors. And then a full valley tour with a voiceover. So one of those sit back, get a drink, get a snack, get cozy, and walk through my valley with me type of videos. So those are gonna be parts 9 and 10, but you can check out the whole playlist there for the individual biomes because all 8 are now done. So I also haven't done this castle. So if we decide to do interiors, those would be one of those. But if we decide to do gem storage, which so far it seems like that is the winning selection, that I know we'll be able to finish. I am confident we'll be able to finish that on stream today. If you were here when we did the fish room, a large part of that was moving the fish around in alphabetical order. Are you guys seeing my character suddenly go in slow motion, or is it just lagging for me? Let me know. Let's see. Oh, and before I forget, let us get Keto's channel so you guys can check out her amazing content up here, and I'll see why hers didn't populate. So we're gonna hang out. No autocorrect. That is not how Keto's name is spelled. Boop. There we go. Hi, Janice. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the parlor. All right, so unlike the fish where I had to actually set up all the stores, like we did math, breaking down how many should go in each chest. It was a whole thing. My gems are going to grow floor. But speaking of the fish room, I mean, this came out great, didn't it? And there's still room for the new DLC. We already have the gems separated, and I don't see myself changing the way they are in their chest because I'm still going to do it in rainbow color order, Roy G. Biv order, which is how I had it before. It's just the room's going to look different. So far it looks like that is going to be the winning selection, and I'm okay with that. In the meantime, I am going to take a quick swig of my water. I've finished my tea, and by the time I come back, we should be able to make a selection. Right? I am back, and it looks like we have a clear winner. The gem storage. No, I was not on mute, Corgi. I was still drinking my water. I had a tickle in my throat, but I was like, well, I can at least empty my pockets in the meantime. But thank you for checking because that is also very much a thing that could have happened. Thank you for checking. All right, so we're gonna do the gem storage, which I think works out really well because I guess I'm pretty confident we'll be able to finish that on stream together. Which will be the first thing we actually finish on stream together. No, you're all good, Corgi, because that is a thing that could have also very much happened. So yeah, my plan is I thought about whether or not I wanted to keep these in the Scrooge chest or switch these over to Aladdin chest, and I really like the Scrooge chest. I do have certain gems, I should say, have way more than others. And so, yes, I could switch over to large gems just to kind of maximize my storage. But I don't see myself really using the Scrooge chest for much else. And also for the gems that I don't have a lot of, and you'll kind of see them. They're I can't tell what order they're in. So like yeah, I have a lot of topaz, like shiny topaz even. Um, okay, Valley gems I should say, because of star paths and what's not. I'm trying to go to one where I don't have a lot, and this is not boding well for me. But then there are others where, you know, like the jade, both the jade and the shiny jade fit in a small chest. And so I think I'm just gonna keep using the Scrooge chest. I want the display of the Roy G. Biv. I want it to feel rich, basically, when we walk into the rooms. And in case you're wondering what's behind the other doors, I am working on, although I think I've gotten as far as I can with it, I wanted a place to have all my scramble coin pieces because I don't decorate them, but I did want to have them out somewhere. So I kind of made like a chessboard, but it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go in my head. So right now it's just a thing that exists. I might take it all apart altogether and just put them in the same room with the snippets. For example, which are over here, and then my time bending will be back here. And this is essentially my treasures floor. So that is, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I ended up using tables because I couldn't really do it on the floor. We don't have control over the floor in the same way that we do over wallpaper. So this is the board layout. Kind of like a chessboard, if you will. Villains versus heroes, but not all the villains are actually villains, if that makes sense. So I have Minnie and Mickey over here as the king and queen, Jafar and Ursula over there, but obviously Merlin's also over there, and Nala and Simba. I did my best. Um, like I said, I might take it all apart altogether. Who knows? So that's what's happening in that room. Oh, DLV Mama, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Hippie, I can make a thank you. I'm gonna work on that. Thank you. I always forget that touch of magic is a thing that exists. So thank you for the reminder. Hi DLV Mama, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How are you? Are we playing some DLV today? Are we having just a regular cozy Sunday? Are we adulting? And how are you today? And so I think the vibes for this room are just gonna be rich. That's the only word I can think of. It's going to feel like money. Um, so I really want to use, I don't think I'm going to use these doors just because they take up a lot of space in terms of footprint, and I want to maximize the footprint of where the chest can go. So I think we're going to stick with the vault door, although Oswald's deco door feels rich. I might do, all right, let's do this. I might do the vault door in the back. And then this is very similar to how wrong door. The previous, we could also have grand double doors. Okay, are we thinking Oswald's deco door? See, it also takes up a lot of space on the side compared to this door in terms of how many chests I could line up against this wall. I feel like this, I don't know. Do we like Oswald's door or the double doors? Let's see. Yeah, hippie. I've used Touch of Magic, especially more so in decor, probably than I have with fashion. I just sometimes it literally is just a thing that I forget exists. I don't know. Like it just kind of goes out of my head that it is a thing that exists. We are working on gem storage. Did Jesus sneak in here? I see you saying hi, Corgi. And Janice, I think I said hi to you, but it's all a fog now. If not, charge it to my head, not my heart. Hello, hello, hello. Did Jesus sneak in here? Yes, working on gem storage. I think if we're gonna go with the vault, I feel like the double door. Although this gives me, do I need to charge something? Okay. I think I like the black and gold of, okay, I did. Um, oh, I didn't realize that. Am I the only one that did not realize that TLV Mama and Jeansa were the same person? Oh, okay. Good to know. Um, Chill can probably tell you how to change your name because Chill a couple of weeks ago went on a name changing spree and then got stuck with that name. So, because I think after you change your name, I think like twice or three times, you then have to wait like 2 weeks before you can change it again. Okay, but now I know I will have that information locked in because I was like, wait, when did Jesus sneak in? I didn't know that. Okay, nice to know. So I will call you Jeansa instead of DLV Mama because now I know. I like the vibe of the black and gold that they're both giving. Mm, yeah, let's just see how much fits. If this is, I don't know why that keeps happening. If I find that it is taking up too much room, he can change it. So yeah, I want this room to feel like money, but not gaudy, if that makes sense. Um, okay, on the Discord it shows both. Okay. I don't think I ever noticed. Huh. Or my brain probably just saw the first one that I'm accustomed to assuming who you were. Who knows? But now I know. I like to start from the bottom because I tend to forget what we own. This feels too rich. What do we think? And I want to keep in mind that I am going to be showing every single color of my gems, or at least the vast majority of them, in terms of the Roy G. Biv. So I don't want every time I step onto this floor to be visually assaulted, as it were, with an avalanche of the colors plus whatever the flooring's doing. I think my previous gym room I had the white marble floor, but I'm trying to get out of always using the same flooring for certain things. I'm trying to, yeah, I think I had the bright white, if I'm not mistaken. Do we have a black marble flooring? Um, oh, we have this. I don't love it. Oh, I'm already back at the top. I always tell myself I'm gonna get better at using the other options that we have, and then I still end up using like the same, I don't know, five. Oh, this is, okay, we might be able to make something shake with this one. Kiddo messed up his like, oh, okay, so I know quite a few people who've had, from sports, Achilles injuries. Oh my gosh, how is the kiddo doing? That was when I fell earlier this week. That was one of my biggest concerns. I hope it's not broken. I hope it's not my Achilles because Achilles injuries are so brutal. You can recover from them, but they are some kind of terrible. Arguing with a region about why. And, well, if he wants to walk properly into his elder ages, then he needs to rest. But I can only imagine how hard it is. My little one gets a cold, my oldest, and she doesn't want to sit down. So I can only imagine, especially if he's an athlete. Hopefully, his recovery, because he's young, his recovery will be quick. But yeah, hopefully he listens to you because I know many an athlete that did not rest in the recommended amount of time, um, from an Achilles injury specifically, and it's impacted their quality of life for years and years to come because it's the weight of all of you on this thin piece of, what is that, muscle or whatever it is? I don't know. So hopefully he takes your advice, or at the very least Googles it for himself. I don't know. Who was it that's super famous that had a bad Achilles injury? Was it Kobe Bryant? Or was Kobe his knee? Was it KD? I will find out. It's one of them. It was either Kevin Durant or Kobe Bryant, one of them, that had an Achilles injury. Since he's into basketball, maybe have him look into actual athletes who had to sit down from Achilles injuries. Maybe that'll help. Oh, you took asking ChatGPT. Oh, wonderful. Um, to have the word of AI taken over listening to the parent. Yeah, we are that years old. But you know what? At least he listened. Whatever it takes. I was in a wreck 5 years ago, and now I have two metal plates and 12 screws in my foot that I had to reel into. Oh my gosh, Hippie, I'm so glad that you, no pun intended, walked away okay from that. That sounds so brutal. And I said, when I fell, that was my biggest concern. Please don't let anything be broken. Please don't let it be by Achilles, because I know those recoveries, even with nothing broken, it wasn't my Achilles, it's just my ankle, because there's some torn ligaments. Even that, they're telling me is going to be a long recovery time. So I can only imagine with these longer injuries. Hippie, I'm so glad that despite the metal plates and everything that you are now walking again. But yeah, we don't play with foot injuries because the whole weight of us is being put on these two small little things. So I guess I'm glad Chat GPT was able to convince him. That's a win. And I'm glad you ended up being able to recover in the long run, hippie. Let's see. No, we don't. I feel like that might be too much gold. So maybe something a little. Does this wallpaper come in black? Hear me out, guys. I think I want to go a little moody with this room. So where everything is dark, excuse me, and the gemstones, I said moody and I'm looking at everything else. Um, Everything is dark and the gemstones really kind of just pop out against the black and the gold. I could have sworn we had that paneled. We do. We do. Okay, okay. Oh, if there was ever a time, I mean, I was always glad we got the ceiling. But especially glad because if I'm going moody, imagine trying to do that and meanwhile the white ceiling. No, I didn't mean to change that. I think this is gonna be my best choice. I just want to see. Oh, the flooring I chose, it exists for the ceiling. D okay, I saw it in silver. Does it not exist in the gold? That's the silver. Game Loft. Why would you do that? Okay, if I use the silver, no, I'll just stick with that one. Game Loft. Okay. Do we like it? Do we hate it? What do we think, guys? I mean, we're still a long way. Being bedridden was, and this is why I'm streaming today, hippie. My husband was like, "You don't feel well. You need to rest." And I am always telling him to rest when he gets hurt or when he's sick. And I was like, but I cannot stay in the bed. And especially with foot injuries, leg injuries, um, one thing I know is that there's increased risk with blood clots and therefore pulmonary embolism. And I was like, I cannot just be in the bed and run the risk of something like that happening to me. I need to be mobile. However, being mobile on your foot when your foot is out is a challenge. So I've done a fairly good job at using my crutches, but also staying in bed as much as I can. So I didn't go far. I just went across my hall to my cozy chair to stream. So I am still resting in a sense, but being bedridden is so, and at least for me, the part of it that makes it extremely hard is when you're just kind of in the bed, yeah, you can watch your shows, read your books, whatever to kind of distract you, but you end up with a lot of your thoughts as well. And so for me, that feeling of like helplessness, I don't like the way it makes me feel. So that's definitely been the worst part for me. After a soldier injury 2 years ago, really reacted badly to the meds and was, oh my gosh. Oh, and then there's the pain meds of it all. I'm glad I don't need my pain meds as much as I did in the beginning. Did I really just question? You know what? Shame on me. You are correct. Shame on me. I know better. I actually know better. But I got so excited that I let my good sense get the better of me. And we're gonna keep going. We'll tweak as needed. I feel like so this is my go-to light recently, fancy light. But I think I can also make a case for this one. Um, what do we think? The polished chandelier or the lib chandelier? Um, I can also, if I just don't want too many, I can. Oh no, no, not this one. But you do know which one? Although it might be too fancy. You might this one. This one. Okay, so one for polished, two for lib, or three for ornate. Let me know in the chat. One, two, or three. I think any one of them can work, and this will dictate though if I keep the Oswald doors, for example, if I add any additional like sconces and what's not. Um, I understand them wanting to do better, but let's be honest, it is. I affectionately say that GL stands for glitch loft, to be quite honest. Hello, Miss Daisy Victoria. Let me know if you want me to call you Daisy or Victoria, or I can totally say Miss Daisy Victoria, no big deal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the parlor. Thank you for subscribing. And let's see, what I just bought the game today. Congratulations! And the two DLCs. It's so fun. It's going to take, yes, yes, agreed. I got the game a year and a half ago. I only got the game. I got a Rift in Time shortly after that, right before its third part came in. And then obviously I got Storybook Veil when it came out. And the way this game has completely consumed me, it is my most consistent hyperfixation. I've had so much fun with it. Whether I'm choosing to quest, obviously I love the decorating. So welcome to the DDV community. I think you're going to love it. So far, what do you think is going to be your favorite part? The questing, the decorating, the resource grinding, or just the nostalgia of being with the Disney characters? I'm so curious as to which part you're falling in love with the most so far. Okay, we are having an overwhelming majority of twos, but just only twos. Okay, all right, we're gonna do this. Where'd it go? Okay, for now I'm gonna center it. I might end up not doing center and just do maybe like one on each side or front to back, but for now we're just going to center it. Do we think, now that we've done that, do we think, I wish this door came in black, by the way, the French Quarter arch door, missed opportunity. Do we keep Oswald's door or go back to the grand double doors? I think Oswald's doors have grown on me. All of it, good answer. Good answer. I think I need the weight and the stateliness of Oswald's doors. All right, so we are going to now. I just need to find where all my gems are. We're gonna go around the room, red, orange, yellow, etc. So now I just need to find where they are. All right, I had to switch on my headphones. Let me know if you guys still hear me the way you were hearing me before. So Let's see. So we have yellow, green, blue. This is one of my reds. Actually, no, I need to find my pinks. What a fun time to join the DDV reception. The new DLC is going to. Yes, this is actually a great time. I will say this. Oh, by the way, Hippie, I might actually get the story before Opal. Yes, Opal is touring you tomorrow. I need to catch that stream. That's going to be amazing. If you guys don't know who Opal is, I will get her handle. She's another amazing DDV creator that decorates over here. So she is going to be touring Hippie tomorrow. So let me go ahead and share her channel so you guys can check her out first and foremost, but also so you don't miss Hippie's tour. All right. Hang out with here. All right. You're still hearing me the same? Perfect. Thank you. I had to just switch out my headphones really quickly. So I just wanted to make sure. Rooting for you, Hippie. But yes, back to second with Janisa. This is a great time to join. However, I will say this. You're going to get hit with a lot of quests. Just kind of depending on how you decide to start to tackle the game. I know for me personally, I did not touch a Rift in Time until I more or less completed. So even though I had it, I didn't touch it until I completed the main storyline. I still like that I did it that way. However, if I could, the only thing I could do differently, and I wish, and if someone else remembers, I would do my best to get as far as I can in a Rift in Time to unlock the ancient machines. Now, I don't know how, I don't remember how deep into a Rift in Time I had to get to start unlocking those ancient machines. However, having the ancient vacuums while also at the beginning of the base game seems like any valuable resource, if that makes sense. Because you're able to grind a little bit faster. That's the only thing that I think if I could, I would do differently. However, you know, you find the groove that works for you. I don't think there's any wrong way. I am always a fan of simply questing in service of my decorating. I hang out with or do the tasks and the quests that will help with my decorating. Okay, so these are all my pinks and reds. Wonderful. All right, I may not have these in the right order just yet. I know these three are reds though. Well, these four are reds. And these three are pinks. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry. I kind of got into some Miss Daisy Victoria. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, having the ancient machines would have been a huge asset for all the quests. Not how far you have to get with Merlin the Forgotten before you can go into. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm just gonna place these here. Actually, I might even need to start right by the door. That feels like it's going to jump scare me every time I walk into the room. So let's do that. Yeah, I don't remember how far, but I that's the only thing I would do differently. As much as I can, I would try to get those machines. Now, if it's way too many quests that are linked to other characters and other quests and other things, then it may not be worth it. I actually might need to do something like this and leave that corner empty. Yeah, so that I can actually get into the two different chests. Yep, let's do that. I didn't mean to do that. We need a redo button. Hi Z. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. It's still Sunday for you, right? I realize you and Javs, I will, as often as you guys tell me, I will always get your time zones intermixed. Um, so is it still Sunday for you? Or is it already Monday morning and you're headed to work? Um, because I think it's still Sunday night for Josh, so I feel like you're the one further ahead than she is. Anyway, how are you? Happy whatever day it is for you. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your day been going? I am doing well today. I'm in a little pain, a little congested, but overall happy to be here. So it is okay. So I am getting it right. Yes. Happy Monday, Z. So you are getting ready to head into work, yeah? I know oftentimes when I would see you in streams, you would be lurking because you have meetings and what's not. So, do you have meetings or are you fortunate enough to have a light Monday? What is that looking like for you? All right, now we're looking for my orange gems. Probably should have made a mental note of where they were, but we're here now. We are here now. So for me, that includes the bubble stone. So that's one's over there. That includes the bubble stone and the ever gems. All right. Only one in this row? Okay, so this row seems like it's going to be the end of my rainbow. Good to know. And I know there was a topaz here, so let's just go ahead and grab that. I didn't mean to do that. And then we're going to keep going. When do you think the fireflies will be in the premium shop? So Hippie, they brought them back a couple of weeks ago as part of kind of bundles, if you will, with some other Tiana items, some other Dapper Delights items. So I don't know that they would be bringing them back again anytime soon just because they recently did so. That being said, I am happy to be wrong. I think though, I feel like I'm missing. Did we get both Evergems? And no, we didn't, right? So I got the but where are the Evergems? Um, did you guys see Evergems? So I don't know that they will be coming back anytime soon. I'm happy to be wrong. I will say though, the other good thing though is we have our recommended. So even though it may not come back, there we go. Even though they may not come back through kind of one of those encore bundles that Game Love has been doing, this doesn't quite line up the way I would like it to. So we're just gonna, oh, Bohez. But then this gap is bigger. I mean, I can do that, but then it's, I mean, yeah, I guess it's even that way. I guess I can just center this to these. You know, Game Loft. Do I need to move this? Okay. All right, it's at least centered to the chest and the wall. You miss them, so yeah. I think they have been, deliberately doing those encore bundles. So I don't think through that kind of featured area, that encore area, they'll come back. But the recommended, that is where I have been getting a lot of the stuff that I missed in the past year. Excuse me. I know I have another topaz chest. Also, the sound of the chest opening and closing, as it were, is so satisfying. Is it just me? I know I have another one. I didn't make that up. So I would just say stick to your recommended. Also, the other good thing about the recommended, I know I went through all of these, but I just want to make sure I didn't maybe miss it. And maybe I did somehow consolidate all of my topaz into one chest. I could have sworn I had two. I'm also just going to check my backpack to make sure I don't have a Scrooge chest in my back pocket. Um, the good thing about recommended is also that when you buy something from your recommended, it then refreshes in 24 hours. Okay, so yeah, all my Scrooge chests are empty. Alright, so I guess I had that wrong. I could have sworn I had two topaz chests. I might have sold all of them actually because I got sick of so many of them. Alright, so we're gonna move one. We're gonna go into our greens. I kind of just want to start the greens on the other side of the vaults just to kind of warms and cools. So we're gonna start with this one here. Let's see if I kind of even that out. That looks centered-ish. So when you buy something, hopefully, right, you see something that you like in your recommended, and are you still here, Miss Daisy Victoria? In case this is all new to you, I'll just kind of show it on screen while I'm talking about it. Hi, Tansy. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the parlor. Thank you for subscribing. Wait, I think you might have just been my 300th subscriber. So first of all, actually, thank you for 37 likes, everyone. Oh, don't know when that happened. Oh, we actually passed 300 during the stream. Whoop, whoop. Pew, 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 pew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know they're not still here. But I'm gonna say that's probably in large part to Jam and Taquito bringing their communities over. So if you came over with them, thank you. Oh, Z, you saw it. Z, you saw it before I did. But thank you. And thank you so much for the kind words. See, that means a lot to me. We started this around the same time, so I feel like we are climbing together, friend. It's been an exciting time. So thank you for every like, subscribe, share. Welcome to the parlor, Tansy. I think I saw you earlier. Was it in Jam's stream? Yeah, I think it was in Jam's stream. So yeah, thank you. What I was saying about the recommended, so that they do all the spotlights. So this is where it came back. So I think that's where you missed a hippie. Hey, it might even show up as a limited time deal. Who knows? But the recommended, um, if you I don't want any of these things, so that doesn't help me this week. But let's say I bought this house today, 24 hours ish from today, I would see another item show up here. So that is the good thing about the recommended. So hopefully you are able to cycle through enough, not in one sitting, I mean just in general every week, enough recommended items that it at least shows up there for you. Yeah, because I love those fireflies. They're kind of amazing. So I hope you can get them. I know I have more green. I really should have remembered all of these. Okay, so that one, not that one. No, okay, so everything else after those two is blue and purple. Actually, yeah, no, yeah, they're blue and purple. So we're gonna do that. And it was this one, right? Right? I think. And then I think it was the diamond. Diamonds are forever. I didn't mean to do that, but also I think I do need to move this over anyway. So yeah, hippie. Hopefully you can get it sooner rather than later through recommended. This is feeling uneven. Weasley was here, Tansy. Weasley went to go eat. It was okay, yes. Weasley went to go eat. Um, so I don't think she's coming back because she was modding for Jam for a couple of hours, so she might just be done for the night. But I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. Um, this was another blue. Yeah, like I said, I'll sort the orders at least once they're in the wall. I just want to at least have them with their respective color groups. Um, so many moonstones, Corgi. Don't get used to it. I have this many moonstones at the moment because I bought the seasonal bundle that had the house and the manor and the Lady Bridgerton, um, the Lady Danbury, house, well, manor. That is the only reason. And I haven't bought a lot of items since then. I have since then only bought the potion house, the potion stand. I haven't bought the Beauty and the Beast bundle. And there's nothing in my recommended that's really blown up my skirt. So it is that many for the time being. I am definitely not among that class of players that is 20,000 plus always moonstones. I would love to be, but that is simply not my story. Alright, I think these are both onyx and amethyst. So these two should be my last blues, and then we go into, yep. Yep, 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 yep. And I might not leave these like on the wall. I actually could have made this room smaller. However, we're not going to do that now. Just get some water really quickly. Oh, and thank you for answering about the Scholarly Dragon. I saw that, but I answered in my head and clearly not in real life. I don't have the Scholarly Dragon, so thank you for answering that, Corey Key. At 50K, that's, yeah, I think right now this is the highest I've had, and it's because I bought that bundle and I haven't really, I think this is the blue. Excuse me. I haven't really, oh, I was wrong. Spent it. Because I nothing that's come out. I will be buying a house most likely this week. It's just a question of if it's going to be the Hatter house that is in my pinned or the tent, because I do like both. I do have plans for both. I just wasn't ready to tackle the builds that I have in mind for them yet. Why is this? This feels wildly uneven. Okay, so this one's here. But then that happens. So this is sitting on, hold on. This is the same as that. These three in the same spot. Okay, this is the one that's wrong. Found it. There we go. Oh, well, that worked out. And then this will be my, actually do need another chest because, excuse me, I am introducing some water. Sorry, just I had to get the water before I could get to the mute. I am introducing my opal and my sapphire to the gem room. Up until now, they were just in a giant resource room that I made for Storybook Vale. And so I hadn't actually had them in with the rest of my gems, and now I'm finally doing that. All right, let's see what we have here. Corey, you have 200 at the moment. Corey, are you a big spender? Like, are you, and when I say big spender, I mean big spender. No, but I mean, do you buy everything in the premium shop? Like, are you just kind of like a completionist in that way? Or is it because you don't do dream snaps? Like, I need to know, like, what's the story there, Corgi? For me, I do not buy everything in the premium shop. That's first and foremost. If I don't like it, I'm not buying it. I know a lot of people buy everything because of like the theme of a dream snap and things like that. I absolutely refuse. And as much as I would like to say I'm a completionist, am I gonna need another chest for zircons? So this layout may not. Oh, okay. I did have another chest for zircons. There we go. As much as I would like to be a completionist, so like if I look at, let's see how we doing on time. Okay, we're doing pretty good. So when I look at what's in the shop this week, I like this. I never buy clothes. I think I've won 2 premium items. I don't like these wings. I will never use this. I did buy this because I will use it. I will never buy motifs. I don't like this. And you know, just I have no problem going through and kind of skipping. Like, I'm not spending on dream styles as much as it would look nice in theory to have them. And so that also helps me hoard. Um, Houses are my weaknesses in this game. However, as much as I would like to 100% having all the houses, I know I don't like this. And I'm not gonna break my brain trying to create a build around it just for the sake of saying I have it. Same with this. This I could probably sooner make work than this, but at what cost, right? Same with these other items. Um, this is probably the only thing here that I might maybe possibly get some use from. Maybe. So this is what I have pinned. Um, I'm holding off on this because I want to see what they end up doing with the bridge and the well area, which means for a very long time I might only have 1 pin slot available. I need to decide if I'm going to get this now and pin the fortune house or just get the fortune house. But I'm okay with letting go of everything else because I know I don't use them. Oh, I won't use them because I don't like them. Okay, so this is the layout at the moment. I think we only have one type of shelf that we can put things on. I know I used it the last time because I would like to display my stones. Okay, I can do the tables behind the chest or shelves above them. I might do the tables because the shelves are these wooden shelves and I need to see how they look on the black wallpaper. Hi Riley, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Sunday, welcome to the parlor. How are you today? And what are you up to on this cozy Sunday? Janice, you can always yes, I would love to have a decorated valley, but I'm horrible at it. If you see me struggling. So yes, Hippie has amazing storage islands. And there are people who have really, really good storage islands. Steph Lunara is another one. Does Opal have a storage island? Hippie, remind me. I cannot remember off the top of my head. I know she has a farm. I can't remember if she has a storage island. Um, if you feel like a storage island is going to be the best way for you to keep track of your resources, there's so much amazing inspiration. Lady Sumi is someone else who has an amazing storage island. Um, I would say first think about like the way that your brain works when it comes to your storage, like what makes the most sense for you. Like I know Hippie actually has multiple storage islands, not one big one with everything on it, for example, and maybe that's the route you need to go. Whereas some people are able to make everything fit on one and it's their everything island, and maybe that's what works for you. I have a fully decorated valley. I do not have a storage island. You can actually check out um, I have a playlist with all the tours of my biomes. The last biome went live today. If you want to just check out my fully decorated valley by biome, all 8 of those are in that playlist. And then my full valley tour is coming in a couple of weeks. I would say just take it piece by piece where you feel motivated. Because trying to tackle it all at once can feel very overwhelming. Um, I wouldn't say you're horrible at it. Maybe just take it at chunks at a time. There's so much product in this game. There's so many resources. I can see how it would get overwhelming. I usually get only 900 to 2500, so I try not to spend my own money. Okay, yeah, I used to, I mean, and I still spend money on moonstones, but um, I used to buy like a lot of the smaller moonstone packs when I was a new player because I wanted to get everything. Them introducing recommended was really like the best, but also worst thing for me. However, I think I've gotten to the point where, for the most part, I'm so happy with the items that I already have in the game. I don't feel the need to get everything, so I'm thankful for that. Especially since I'm like you, I get usually between 900 2500. I average 15 2500, but I get the occasional 6 or 900 on my dream snaps. So yeah, I don't blame you. It's just that bundle. I really wanted it, and that is why I have the amount of moonstones I have at the moment. I am anxiously awaiting Steph's storage video this week so I can hold my and borrow her ideas. I think she is putting it up this week. And I think hers is an everything island, so that'll be a great way to see that compared to, someone like Hippie, because I think Hippie hoards a whole lot more than Steph. So whether or not an everything island or you need multiple islands, I if you scroll up a little bit, Janice, I linked Opal's channel. She will be touring Hippie's storage island tomorrow on her channel if you want to check that out. I know I want to check one of these days. I do want to tour Hippie's Island on my channel, so that's something that we can coordinate and schedule so you guys can see it here one day, because I do think it is nice to have those different perspectives, whereas I am an indoor storage kind of gal. I play Hogwarts Legacy TNT, although I haven't touched it in a while. I completed the main storyline. I just have a side quest that I need to finish. By the way, I'm standing in this position because I'm trying to figure out if I want to do the wall shelves. I need to see how that wood will look against the black wallpaper, if I like it. It is not Harry Potter, so it is based on the world of Hogwarts more than it is on, there we go, on Harry Potter. I need to favorite these. So literally the only character that is in this game that is even remotely referenced in Harry Potter, if you're familiar with the books, specifically Sirius Black's grandfather, he was a former headmaster, if you remember, from the books. So he's in a frame by the time when we meet him in Harry Potter. He is no longer walking the earthly plane. He is the headmaster during the timeline of Hogwarts Legacy. That is literally the only same character. Everything else is brand new. It's completely about Hogwarts. It has nothing to do with Harry, Voldemort, not even Grindelwald. It is a completely separate and different storyline from the world of Harry. Yes, I'm happy to help, Janice. So yeah, hippie has a hoarding problem, kind of like I do. So this is why I could never do an everything island. Is this shelf glitched again? So that might take it out the running altogether. But I wanted to see how the wood would look. Okay, let me just put one. Okay, I wish we had glass shelves. Um, Not even Draco. Nope. Literally, there are no Malfoys. So there's some names that we'll recognize. Like there's a handful of names. It's like, oh, this person must be an ancestor of so and so. However, in terms of a character that exists in the world of Harry, that also exists in this, it is literally only Sirius Black's grandfather. In Harry Potter, he is a former headmaster in a frame. In Hogwarts Legacy, he is the headmaster. So if that kind of gives you a sense of the timeline, that's how long ago the Hogwarts Legacy story is set. But I really enjoyed playing it. Um, there's a lot of connections that I could see kind of like between those worlds, like sort of, for lack of a better word, Easter eggs that they included in the game. However, without making the game reliant on the story of Harry Potter, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, Jean said, I don't think so. Like, there's not a Malfoy to be found. So, like I said, there are some names you're like, oh, you're an ancestor, so and so. Yeah, I don't hear a Malfoy name at all in the story. I would love glass shells, like these shells in glass, because right now I'm debating, do I do this or do I put one of the glass tables and I pull these away from the wall and then put one of the glass tables, maybe black, just so it kind of camouflages into the rest of the room. Hmm. So like put one of these. But the thing with these is the silver legs are very silver. So even putting it behind it, I feel like it breaks up this kind of the black and gold visual that I'm going for, and in a way that I'm like, I think the wood shelf. Don't be sad, Tansy. I'm a big Potter. I love the Wizarding world in general, the Fantastic Beast stories, the Harry Potter stories, and I thoroughly enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. I think you will too. I think there are going to be connections that you find where it's like, okay, this is not the same, but this totally reminds me of this. Like there is a character in there that when I first saw him, I was like, he makes me think of Dobby. Clearly has nothing to do with Dobby. I think you'll still find connections, but I also bought it on sale. That really helped. I did not pay full freight for it. I think I paid maybe $20 for the game. So I know it goes on sale fairly often. I have it both on PS5 and on Nintendo Switch, and both times were on sale. So that might also help you. It's like, I feel a bit better because I'm not paying the full 60, 70. So, Corgi, yeah, me too. I think the wood shelf, because once I have the gems on top of it, you won't really be paying attention to the wood. And I think the wood kind of gives a nod to the gold in terms of that warmth. I think we're just gonna do that. Why am I in miscellaneous? We're going in here. I think we're gonna do that. And kind of go around the room. And that is going to be my display. Yes, that makes me feel good. So, no, Jesus, I realize I have to be in a certain position because mine were glitched for the longest. And it's something about, I guess, the way, because even if you guys saw, like, when I first placed it, it kind of did this funky thing. I don't know if it's about the way the camera placing, because that's why I think when I first placed it, I was like, oh, don't tell me this thing is still glitched. I had the same issue. I don't know what they did to it where you gotta kind of catch it at the right placement. I need them to stop touching things and just leave. Like, the shelf wasn't bothering anyone. But and I play on Mac, so it's a Mac issue. It's a Mac issue. I think it's something about like turning the cursor the right way, turning the camera the right way. I can't place them with my cursor actually. So I play on my Mac with a controller. So I think that also makes a difference. Um, but no, it is something I want to say I noticed with the Alice update that first happened, and I was like, what? Why would they touch it? These shelves were minding their business. So hopefully, see, and then this happens. Excuse me. So let me turn this way. Yeah, like it'll kind of just like permanently put itself somewhere and not move. Like I'm trying to get this little one. See? But now it works. Do you see that? Oh, it freezes the game. Oh, mine wasn't doing that. No, you need to put in a ticket. Oh, I like that it clips into the safe. Oh, well, that's a fun bonus. I might need to adjust the safe a little bit, but let's just go to the door? No, we're not gonna go to the door. I'll do something else there. I don't know. I would say put a ticket in. Have you put a ticket in? I think there's like a section for does not work like intended or something like that. I would say I think that's what it's called in the Discord. Okay. No, this is the best version of the clipping. I think that's what it's called in the Discord, where it's like do not work as intended. But you see how it changed. Like it wouldn't place it when I was facing this way. It wouldn't place it when I was facing this way. But then when I did something like this, it placed it. You know the clay table thing we get from Pumbaa? Can you are talking about like that pottery table. I think I know what you're talking about, but let's and if it's the one that I think you're talking about, no, we cannot. Because that is what they do. You are talking. Oh, it's not. Oh, I think I've actually used it somewhere. Hold on. I think I used it somewhere. Is it pottery or clay? We're just gonna try both. I know where I used it, but it's round and yellow, and it's like literally like a clay pottery making table. Um, not at the time. I haven't tried to buy it from Scrooge in a while, but I know, yeah, I used it. We have not been able to get it. Thank you for stopping by, Tansy. It was my pleasure. You are always welcome. Ask questions. I will always do my best to be able to answer them. You have a great night. Um, Maybe we were able to craft more, Hippie? I can. I don't know why I didn't just put down a crafting table. I was gonna go to a crafting room. Have a great rest of your night, Tansy, and I hope I see you again. Let's just throw it on a crafting table. I'm mostly only putting tickets when they give us codes, because of course yeah, I thankfully because I also play on Switch and PS5, that's where I enter my codes. I haven't been able to get to my PS5, so just this morning I finally dusted off my Switch and entered the code that way. I actually only found out, it might have been you that said it in a chat, that you have to message them for them to apply the code on Mac, which I think is wild. It never crossed my mind how people who play on Mac get their codes because I happen to have other devices. The fact that you have to go through customer support to get a code, Oh, game off. That feels exhausting. No, I don't put in tickets often. I'm looking to see if that clay table's in here. I don't know, hippie. Let's take a stroll to Scrooge's and find out real quick. That crafting table is also from The Lion King. How I got it, I don't remember. Like in terms of if it was a quest item. Um, I can take a look at Timon and Pumbaa's friendship line, but it's definitely from The Lion King. Or was it in the chest? So let's take a quick peek. Um, where are they? Um, Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me just stick to my controller. Right, no. So it must have been in the chest or like from the quest itself. But it is from Timon and Pumbaa's update. I don't, was it Star Path? Does anyone remember? Could it have been Star Path? No, it definitely was a Star Path because that their update was the night show Star Path. That much I do know. Their update was the night show, so it wasn't in that. So it might have been in a chest. And you finished all their quests, hippie? Alright, let's go find the duck. Well, the other duck. With the clipping. Always with the. I need them. Everyone get away from the duck. There we go. No, I don't want to buy this. You finished all their quest lines, I'm assuming. All their friendship quests, hippie. So then the only thing I could think of is that Corgi coming in with the answers. Cause I don't remember that far back. That was legit a year ago. All right, we're looking to see the pottery table. All right, let's see. Lion King. Yeah, so that's the crafting table. Yeah, that pottery table, I don't think we can buy more. Maybe we used to be able to buy more. I know I've always had one, so I'm not sure how you ended up with three. Or unless the quest involved three. It all feels so long ago. Speaking of their quest line, something from their update. All right, let's skedaddle. Okay, good, Corey, because I don't remember. So yeah, hopefully you can remember. The Twitch drops with contacting them. Yeah, the Twitch drops, I will say I did have to link and unlink and relink. But yeah, I was able to get the Twitch drops fairly easy without having to contact them. But I say for the shows, put in a ticket under not working as it, or not necessarily a ticket, but even just in the Discord, there's a section where you can report a problem. I think it's called not working as intended, and you basically put in the platform that you play on, what the issue is, and if there's a relevant screenshot. All right, let's see how far we can get in the next half hour. I wish walls showed up when you're here. Excuse me. And then I will decorate the center. The center is probably just going to be another kind of like display area of some sort. When it comes to my storage rooms, I prioritize function over the aesthetic. So these are all the gems that I had displayed. Can they all fit in here? What is this? 7, 14, 21, 23. No, let me go get rid of these flowers then. So I had them displayed on the shelves, like above them. It was the same shelves. I thought I could get away from doing that again, but it just really works with this room. Yay! I think I can get all the gems in here without needing to empty out more stuff. Perfect. Decorista, hello, hello, hello. Oh, I got rated. Hi, Cherise, Tiger Lily, Carice, and Decorista herself, Lana. Hello, hello, hello. All right, Decorista, another amazing DDV creator. But she also does Palea. She does Sims. If you cannot tell by the name, she is a decorator. And correct me if I'm wrong, Decorista. Like your full-time trade is interior design, but also is it interior design or interior decorating? Because I do know they are not the same thing. But yes, this is what she does. This is what is on her W-2. So especially if you want decorating, inspiration, it's a good time. It's a good southern time. Love her accent. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Decorista. It is definitely just like hanging out with a girl chat, if you will, when you're hanging out with Decorista. Go check her out. If you enjoy hanging out with me, you will absolutely enjoy hanging out with her. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, welcome in. How did stream go? I know you were looking at some dream snaps and such, Decorista. How did I go? Thank you for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. I'm actually gonna put you guys on a quick mute, because I need to drink some water. Okay, I have returned. I'm happy to be rated. Okay, good. And I only ask because I know some people just kind of don't like their accents being mentioned. So I just probably should have asked before I said it, but I'm glad no offense was taken. I think it's just the most soothing. It's like I feel like it's part of what makes your streams so calming and soothing, at least for me. So yeah, if you guys like it here, you'll definitely love it over there. Where were we going? We weren't going anywhere, were we? Um, you're gonna try when you say you try, you're gonna try the secret quest, I'm assuming. Yeah, I love that crafting table, hippie. No, I was going back to my gym room. That's where I was going. I use it in my Sunlit Plateau. I use it in my Oasis because it looks like it is part of the environment because of that kind of forest look, that green. I think it is so amazing. I think that was like one of the first that they introduced, I think since like Ariel, where it was like, okay, this is an environmentally inspired crafting table. Wonderfully done. How am I doing? By the way, I'm doing well. Fighting a little bit of a cold from the little ones. Um, Nursing a foot injury, but overall enjoying distracting myself with some DDV and hanging out with you guys over here. I think I'm gonna be streaming probably for another half hour or so. I wanted to finish this room. It would not let me ask if he needs help. We're gonna try to finish this room. That is the plan. We're gonna see how that goes. Um, Hippie, I wonder, does anyone know if that quest at any point was ever glitched? Because, glitch law. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. A quest will be broken. So, is that a quest that ever, when it was new, had that issue? Or did it always work organically? I cannot remember that far back. Oh, and thank you. Thank you for being a fan. Or I don't know if you need to restart Hippie. I don't know, but I'm surprised it didn't just show up, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I'm not surprised. Who am I kidding? Alright, let's. So I don't need this chest anymore. Right, give me 1 second. I am being summoned by one of my littles. IRL. All right, we are back. I was just getting questions about dinner plans. All right, so and let's see how much more we can get done in the next 30 minutes. That's my hopefully hard stop. No need to apologize, Carice. I totally understand. Um, thank you for coming in with the raid. Thank you for being here and hanging out in the parlor. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Um, oh, I do remember. So, yeah, in the realm, was it like 8 or something, Corgi? If you run around the realm, you see these like little lion icons kind of like etched. Are you talking about those, Corgi? I don't need this at the moment. Okay, now that we've cleared here, all right, let's do that. I don't know why I had so many of these. Oh, I think I got to the point where I was dropping them in large quantities because my chests were full. Also, I have a thing where visually I need to see my square ones together and my oval ones together. I am going to try to resist the urge to separate them again just so I can see them all in that rainbow order. Because that is also why they were in the order that you saw them in. I had my ovals separated from my squares, and that just created more mental work, to be quite honest. All right, we are almost there, y'all. 7. Okay. Oh, did I just drop 2 diamonds? Well, we're here now. If I remember, maybe I'll pick them up. Probably won't. And we will just always have that. We will always know that amongst ourselves that my display diamond is actually 2 diamonds. And some of them were doubles. That's why they were 2s, because I needed to fill the space. Alright, let's see what we can do. No need to apologize, Lana. Thank you again for hanging out here. Thank you for being in the parlor, even if it's just for a little bit. And thank you guys for 46 likes. Ew, pew 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 pew. Those are my horns, my trumpets, for the time being. But no need to apologize. Go do what you gotta do and have an amazing rest of your Sunday. All right, look at all those gems. So the order that ideally I want to have my chest in, let's just start at the end, and if we need to move them over, we'll move them over. This is probably the most tedious part, so if we don't finish like the main, like the whole decor, it'll probably be because I was doing this. But if this is done, everything else will be easy to do, and I can show it to you guys next week. These are the orange ones. Yeah. I had to try to zoom in for a second there. I think I need to create some space between these. Even if it's just, yeah, let's do that. So they're not all on top of each other. And actually, no, you come here. We're going to do the rubies, then whatever the other one is, garnet, I think. And I might still need to not move them over, but probably just maybe fill in the space with by like doubling them up, because my yellows actually end here. So yeah, this might be something I do off stream in terms of filling the space. So not just spacing them out, but also actually just adding more. You can only find 5. I don't remember where they are now. Are they something that you want to find on your own, Hippie? Because I am sure, I am almost certain either Sero or probably Senpai have both made videos about where to find them. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make a mental note to well, not a mental note, this is a visual note, that I'm gonna have to add more. I'll count out how many more I need and fill in the space accordingly. Because I don't want any other decor items up here. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. I'll just have to spread them out in the best way. Alright. And I think, oh, I forgot my bubbles, John. I forgot two, my evergreen and my bubblestone. And actually those come in shinies. So I will also need to get the 2 different sizes of these as well. See, this makes me want to finish my gem. Do it, do it, do it. The gemstone storage is probably one of my favorites. And it's mainly because of the rainbow. And I should say doing gemstone storage is probably one of my favorites to do. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this spacing a little bit off screen. It's kind of when I'm in bed, foot kicked up, and play around with the spacing and such. But this at least gives me a visual outline, as it were. Okay. And then I'll get the shiny jade of storage. And the diamond, both of them look so identical. The regular diamond, the shiny diamond. I might have to bring them down to the floor to see actually which is which. We are almost there. I don't think my sapphire and opal are going to go on shelves though. Wait, what are you? Oh. You are, what is that, aquamarine? The opal and the sapphire, because they're flat, they will actually be useless on a shelf. I'll just know that they're in that color story. All right. Now, if you have been here my last few streams, we always end the stream with a sort of finale. That is the command. A tour of something that isn't hasn't been shared on my channel yet. It's usually an interior tour. So if someone wants to redeem the finale command, we can see what it randomly chooses, and that can be how we close out the stream to go out into the night. Let me actually do this one next. And then we will turn the corner. Nothing happened. So I'll be doing my whole story system, but I think the gems are the next one on the list. Nice. I think my gems are my second to last. After this, in terms of like major resource storage, like I still have to do my snippets. But like in terms of like a major storage area, my last one is time bending after this. And then I really hope we get shiny onyx one day. Oh wow, that just got lost in the wallpaper. Yeah, I don't this these two may just have to go on the if anything on a table. What's happening? I am trying to pick them up. Okay, there we go. Whew. On that note, let's just go ahead and save my game. Some pictures, nothing happened. I don't know. Like the other pictures, what would have typically so I don't need to grab more of these. Some shiny things that I think I want in the middle. And then we're gonna do our finale and call it good. All right, let's see what the finale is. To the shelves, to the shelves. Oh, ooh, Hogsmeade. That actually works out really, really perfectly. Okay, so I did the save. All right, I know. I'm just gonna put down some fanciful items that might add to this design. I've never used this, and I won't start now. And I don't dislike it, I just never had a reason to use it. Alright, so we're going to be ending the stream with a tour of my interpretation of Hogsmeade, which works out because that is the next major build that I want to overhaul. With everything that we got from the Star Path, I probably not gonna use that. That's I want to redo all of my Harry Potter inspired builds. And actually, my Forgotten Lands used to be sort of like a forbidden forest, Hogwarts property sort of area. So I think we're gonna call it good here with the gem storage. You guys will see how I finish it throughout the week. Some good decisions were made. Oh, you got it! Yay! Congratulations! Congratulations! All right, let's go check out my Hogsmeade to close out the stream. But yeah, my Forgotten Lands was kind of like my Hogwarts property area. And then when we got ever after, I moved a house over there and the whole thing was broken up and split up. And then we were able to place houses and things in multiple maps, and it's just been a whole thing. Um, so I've decided, speaking of Timon, hey Timon, my Forgotten Lands island is going to be where I convert all of my. I'm going to convert the whole island, I should say, to my Hogwarts property and place all of my Harry Potter builds, but I want to redo the interiors now that. Okay, my game is glitching really, really bad. I want to redo all of my interiors. Okay, if this lag continues, ugh. With a lot of the items that we got from this star path. So this is the building that I kind of designated as my Hogsmeade, if you will. And I do have a full short, for lack of a better word, it's a YouTube Shorts video on the channel with a walkthrough of it. But you guys can see it before I bulldoze it. All right. Okay, so this is my 3 broomsticks. And I did this almost exactly a year ago to the date. And so there's a lot of new decor that I've gotten since then that I can really add to just this up. Because 3 broomsticks is, if you recall, also an inn, this back room is one of the sleeping areas. So this was kind of inspired by where we see Harry in the book, where he's in the movie when he's trying to get the book to stop attacking him. I'm loosely inspired by that. I threw a time bending manual on the floor for that. And then the other 2 rooms are more from the book than from the movies. I can't remember her name at the moment, but the tea shop in book 5, 4? I don't remember. This is based on the tea shop, and I really want to redo this one using a lot more Alice items. I started with the chairs, but I want to bring in those lamps. I updated the stove. And I also started to update the tables because the grid changed. So some work has already gone into redoing this room, but I just remember the description of it being very frilly, very pink. And then the last room we have over here is the bookshop. And I had so much fun putting this one together, creating all the nooks and crannies where you would find, because it's described as having rows and rows and rows and rows of books. And I had so much fun creating almost like a maze of books, especially since, you know, there is no way for me to depict staircases, right? Yep, and so this is it's my Hogsmeade slash diagonally. Diagonally. All right, so that is our finale for the stream. Oh, okay. I made it the 3 hours that I allotted for it, with a little bit of time to spare. Thank you, everyone, for 47. It's raining. It's always raining. Thank you for 47 likes. Thank you for spending your Sunday with me. Thank you for, again, an amazing week. Especially just kind of me recovering from all manner of things. Thank you for just being here, hanging out, being awesome. Thank you to Decorista, Dreams of Jam, and Keto for the raids. Thank you for your communities. You guys not just coming with them in the raids, but then staying, hanging out, chatting. I will finish the gem room off stream. We're gonna play around with some placements and stuff. So I'm excited to show you guys what that'll look like next. My next scheduled stream isn't going to be for a while. I know I won't be streaming through the week, but I might stream again next Sunday, and then so that's the 26th. I have a few videos scheduled. The schedule is up on my community post, so I'm excited to get those out. I know I'll be seeing more than a few of you in other chats and other streams, so this won't be the last time we see each other. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday, an amazing rest of your evening. If you're like Z, an amazing rest of your Monday. I am excited to see your island tomorrow, Hippie. I hope you guys can check that out. Yeah, thank you again for spending this cozy Sunday with me. We're gonna go ahead and see if there's anyone we can raid, because I would love to sort of pay it forward. Let's see who we can find to raid. While we get ready to get out of here. Let's see. Don't leave yet, y'all. Okay, so Decorista's done. Coco is streaming. Opal is done. Okay, question for everyone in the class. Does everyone have their drops? Because if everyone doesn't have their drops, I would like to raid Kato, so that way you can get all the information you need to get your drops, or we can raid Coco. So let me know if you guys all have your drops, if you need drops. But this is, since I cannot officially raid people, we're gonna do an unofficial raid. This is the raid message. I need to turn the music off. That's what we need to do. I feel like I'm competing with the piano. So yeah, if you guys still need drops, let's do this. I'm gonna give you both options. If you still need drops, then we are going to raid Kato, Console Kato. I mean, obviously the drops are over on Twitch, but you can at least, get the information and everything from her YouTube. But if you do not, then I would love it if we could all raid Coco, Hot Cocoa Collective. So we're gonna put that. Hot Cocoa Collective. So yeah, I will give you those guys a choice. That is the raid message. The parlor sends its regards. Danbury raid. Have a great time wherever you're going, whether it's afternoon, evening, morning for you. And as always, stay cozy and stay regal. Bye.